Welcome to HCM.tv's Month-End Review, where we report and share the biggest news, views, events, and happenings in the human capital management, HR, and payroll software industries.
Welcome to the Human Capital Management Industry Month-End Review, a recap of what happened in the HCM, HR, and payroll industries during the month of July 2012, delivered in 10 minutes or less. I'm Chuck Schaefer, and during the month of July, the HR and payroll industry experienced few but notable happenings, including two acquisitions of SHL by the Corporate Executive Board and Yammer by Microsoft, as well as the spring 2012 update to the rapidly evolving UltiPro suite from Ultimate Software. So let's get started with the industry M&A news. The month of July began with the announcement of the Corporate Executive Board's plan to acquire London-based workforce assessment and big data leader SHL. A deal that will close just south of $700 million and brings with it a number of notable aspects worth mentioning. For one thing, CEB paid nearly 3.5 times SHL's annual revenue as the purchase price, an amount that is not only a testament to SHL's profitability, but also to CEB's aggressive growth strategy, considering their core consulting business doesn't come close to matching this type of earnings per dollar as SHL. But the real message of CEB's strategy is the synergy that will be gained by officially joining these disparate offerings. CEB is a large-scale advisor, researcher, and provider of benchmarking analysis in a relatively similar manner as firms such as Gartner, Forrester, and IDC. SHL, on the other hand, is more akin to Gallup or Kenexa, building their business around testing and assessments. With CEB extrapolating data from their 225,000 member base, and SHL gathering and comparing predictive information on 25 million employees, this acquisition has now created one of the largest suppliers of competitive HR intelligence. Here are the three main things that you should take away from this news. First, as Dow Jones' Joseph Walker says, the function of human resources is increasingly being tied to software and data analytics. This move by the Corporate Executive Board puts those analytics and the data that drives them front and center, and answers a highly sought-after need for the growing number of companies that are willing to invest heavily in applications that can deliver predictive intelligence. Second, the data set that SHL brings to the table for Corporate Executive Board is one of the biggest in the industry, but the true benefits that client companies can now leverage are benchmarking prospective and existing employees against competitors, identifying talent gaps, and deciphering whether attraction and sourcing initiatives are working. Third, though undoubtedly beneficial to have the benchmarking insight that this new CEB-SHL relationship will provide, what's not so clear is whether the aggregate data from SHL's assessments will truly yield best-in-class results. After all, benchmarking is a lagging indicator and could result in over-reliance on a particular data set, putting client companies behind rather than in front of their competitors. Moving on to Microsoft's acquisition of Yammer. This was a rather unsurprising announcement given Microsoft's latest flurry of activity in the enterprise software space. That said, what was surprising was the overall HCM industry's lack of coverage on this news, especially given the fact that countless analyst firms have forecast business social networking to reach a $4.5 billion market by 2016. Even so, our coverage of this acquisition detailed that Yammer cost Microsoft $1.2 billion to acquire and gained the company's social and collaboration functionality similar to IBM, Jive, Intelligent, essentially meaning that Microsoft has the private Facebook-style capabilities for internal collaboration, community creation, profile status posting and updates, and possibly most importantly, the ability to find and share information and expertise. Here are the three main things that you should take away from this news. First, while small compared to the direct competitors of IBM and Jive, this move by Microsoft grants access to a 5 million user-strong customer base and a respectable 85% of the Fortune 500. Proof positive that Yammer was a good purchase for Microsoft's latest foray into enterprise apps. Second, although at this point Yammer is expected to remain a standalone point solution, the true benefit of this acquisition will rest in being tightly integrated with SharePoint, a direction that analysts such as IDC's Michael Fawcett sees as largely inevitable. What's less clear is whether Yammer will become a platform, not just a packaged solution, which will spawn a suite of broader and deeper applications. Third, even with Yammer's added capabilities, Microsoft has a steep road ahead given the fragmented nature of its other offerings and the difficulty in getting workers to collaborate using the same set of tools. Yammer's success within a broader Microsoft platform is in no way assured. And finally, Ultimate Software announced product enhancements to their flagship product, UltiPro Suite. However, given the fact that customers were already live on this particular UltiPro version, the Spring 2012 release announcement seemed oriented toward new prospects. Regarding added functionality for this UltiPro solution, it's clear that Ultimate's main focus was on expanding its global feature sets, broadening self-service options, and enabling expanded business process configuration for some of the more common employee information changes like personal names and addresses. That said, I think the most beneficial new functionalities that Ultimate added revolved around payroll, specifically in what appears to be a bid to go after the large enterprise market. The UltiPro Spring 2012 release increased the speed of its payroll processing and the time management connectivity performance, delivering a significantly faster import of payroll processing data for hours, earnings, and deductions, though once again designed for larger enterprise payrolls. Other than that, the rest of the announcements focused on talent management additions, except for one impressive element. UltiPro now comes standard with the capability to deliver total compensation statements that can be customized to meet the specific communication needs of its clients' businesses. Here are the three main things that you should take away from Ultimate Software's latest news. First, the trend for globalization has reached a peak. Expect similar product announcements within the coming months from an increasing number of payroll and HR software publishers. Second, by increasing the speed at which payroll can be delivered, Ultimate has effectively situated itself with large enterprises. And third, in a bid to highlight competitive differentiation, features that were once only viewed as system customization or configuration tweaks will start to see a growing share of the product enhancement spotlight. While UltiPro's updates to self-service and compensation statements are prime examples here, we see an increasing number of these smaller but no less significant additions becoming standard offerings. And with that, it's a wrap for July 2012. I'm Chuck Schaefer, and this has been the Human Capital Management Industry's Month-End Review. I hope you'll check back on the last day of next month as we continue to share the top events, news, views, and happenings. And if you have content suggestions for next month or beyond, please let me know by visiting hrlab.com or sending an email to chuckschaefer@hrlab.com.
Thank you for joining HCM.tv's Month-End Review. This dialogue is part of the HCM, HR, and payroll software industry conversation. If you would like additional information or to join the HCM community discussion, visit us at www.hcm.tv.